Okay. Okay. So, yeah, that you are correct. Okay, I think I should hear from your mom. Mhm. Uh, I think I saw a chat that she wanted to join. I should join now.
She's not in the call right now because of she's not hearing what we are saying. So she left the call and rejoined. She's trying to rejoin.
Going back. Okay. Okay, so it's an interesting thing, right? An interesting tool to know or an interesting skill to have. So, Power Automate is moving from what we say doing a process repeated in a repeated way over and over to doing it seamlessly. It could be with just by clicking one button. It could be just by setting a timer to say by this time run this thing for me. So imagine you are sending mail to you finish building a report and you want to send
Hello.
it to everybody in the
You're
office
not hearing.
or you want it to be going every 1 o'clock in a day. So instead of you going to go and take a screenshot of the instead of you to go and take screenshot of the reports, start sending it one after the other to everybody. You can use Power Automate to send it at a specific time to everybody separately. You can also send it together. Okay, what if I also want to do something like, when I want to send I want to send a mail dynamically, fast, in a very fast way, right? To every participant that sign up for that use my form, or every user that sign up to my platform. Once you complete a form, you get a mail. Instead of me, what if I'm busy? What if I'm busy? I don't have the time to now send the mail. That's where Power Automate comes in. So once the form is submitted, you set it that it sends the mail to say, oh, welcome to my class automatically. That's what Power Automate does. So Power Automate makes life very, very easy for us. It makes our work easy. It helps us to uh, um to handle repetitive tasks. That's what Power Automate does. So I'll just move to the next slide quickly. Let's see. Okay.
Sorry,
Let
can
me
you
just
hear me
move. This is
now?
not part of it.
Am
So
I audible now?
yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry. I was trying to join on my system. I don't know what's happening, but I've joined on my phone now, so I can hear you clearly.
Okay, welcome. So, so Power Automate is, sorry, I just have to change something. Here is an overview, right? Talking about what this is all about. So, how do we access my Power Automate? Where do we even go to be able to see Power Automate? Is there an app for Power Automate, right? And the likes. That's the big question that we have. So, if we want to access Power Automate, we use make.powerautomate.com. That's the website, www.make.powerautomate.com, right? So if you have you can try it out yourself to say make.powerautomate.com. It will take you straight down to the platform. We're going to talk about the overview in today's class. Then from there we'll proceed onward. Okay, so what are we going to do in this thing? Maybe not necessarily touch all of them, but you are going to have an overview of it. You are going to have a feel, and you are going to run one or two flow by yourself. So, what is Power Automate? Connectors. What are connectors? And from Power BI, from your class in Power BI, you must have heard about, or you must have been taught what connectors are, right? So we're also going to build our first flow. Sorry, I'm not reading it in chronological order, right? So let's move back to number 2, core concepts, right? Flow, trigger, action. These are the 3 things that happens, or the key words or terms that you should know. Any Power Automate builder, or sorry, flow builder should know. We say flow, trigger, and actions. We are going to learn what they are: trigger and actions. Connectors, navigating the interface of Power Automate. We are going to talk about that. Building your first flow, working with dynamic content, right? Conditions and control logic. It's not something you need to fret about or be scared about. Everything is going to be seamless. You'll be surprised that, wow, so even with all these big words and all that, this thing can be this easy, right? We have what we call loop, apply to each, and do until. So do until is saying that, oh, once this response is submitted, hold on until like maybe 1 hour, or hold on till like you can put a specific time or a condition to say do until this thing has happened, or do until 2 hours, right? It's very beautiful, in fact. So we have what we call approval workflow, which is one of the common use of Power Automate, where people want to do approvals and all that. So instead of I want to send a mail to you want to send a mail to your dad, right? And you want to first of all tell mom to approve. The mom will first of all approve it before dad will see it. So you initiate it wherever you want to initiate it from, and then it moves to your mom. Your mom approves it, and then it moves to your dad for final approval. It's one of the common means of use of Power Automate for approval. Then we have what we call scheduled flow and instant flow. We'll get to learn about this as well. What is scheduled flow? What is instant flow? Or automated cloud flow. Testing and monitoring, troubleshooting. Yeah, while we do all these things, there are still going to be errors. There are still going to be little changes that will now occur. In fact, I've had flows that after building the flows and it has been working for over a year, something just happened, it stopped working. So that's where troubleshooting and all that comes in place. So we'll also talk about best practices and use cases as well. So let me move to the next slide. So what is Power Automate? Right. I just paused there a while so that we can think through what we want to move into. So we're going to be looking at it from the angle of the problem of manual work, the platform, and why it matters. Right. The problem, manual repetitive work. This is something I said earlier. So look at what we have here. So every organization is full of tasks people do by hand every day. They cost time, right? Invite error and pull skilled people away from higher value thinking tasks, right? So what this is saying is that when I'm doing it individually every day, I'll make mistake. Obviously, there will always be mistake. Imagine me sending mails to 100 people. I'll get tired. I will exhaust the time that I'm supposed to use to do other things, trying to do one thing and error. But you see, for Power Automate, it's already structured. Once you've gone through it, everything is good. That same milk, that same body, that same type can keep going until you decide that, oh, let's pull the plug, let's stop using it, right? So copying form submission into Excel spreadsheet. So imagine I want to pick in data. This is something I just explained, all right? And saying I submit a response in a form. You must have submitted a form response before. I don't know, Daniel and David, have you done that before? They say fill this thing, Google form or a Microsoft form to say, oh, do this thing, maybe a test, right? And once you submit it, it just tells you, yeah, you get a mail to say, congratulations. Or you register for a website, you just see that you got a mail after submitting it. That's Power Automate at work, right? Sending follow-up message, follow-up emails after meeting or event. So after an event, you can always set a trigger to say, once this meeting is over, send a mail to these people, right? Notifying a manager every time a report is uploaded. I just mentioned about that now again. So moving email attachments into shared folder. So Power Automate can also help you to arrange your email. So it can also helps you to, move your email. Maybe you have a lot of emails, right? And the attachments with that comes with them. Power Automate can help you download that attachment and push it into a particular folder for you. It's very nice, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
Power Automate can also help you arrange your folders inside your system, well, inside your desktop and all that. It can help you delete files. So maybe you are a person that always download a particular file over and over, and instead of you going back to go and delete them, Power Automate can help you delete them on its own, right? You set it in such a way that, at this time, every week, every Friday, delete all this particular file. It will do that automatically for you. You can imagine, right? So chasing approval manually by phone or email, Power Automate can do that, right? You can see also generating same weekly report, which is something I just mentioned. And let's see what the key concept in this part is saying. It's saying every minute spent on a repetitive manual task is a minute not spent on analysis, strategy, or innovation. So this will save us. Imagine now you've done it already today. You figure it out. You've done the flow. Instead of you always doing it every day, one after the other. Imagine you have saved time. You don't get to do this again on your own. It just does it by itself. You don't go back there. It has saved you a lot of time. Maybe the time for me now, if I like to play game, it has saved me. I will have more time to play game. That one, you should just be doing the work for me as my assistant, right? Let me move to the
Sir,
next slide.
sir,
Oh, okay. I can hear you.
I wasn't around that time. Can you repeat what you just said?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Repeat what you just said.
Which one of them, please?
About the side you were saying we don't need to do things with power, that we don't need to do this thing, that Power Automate can help us do it.
Yeah, so all the things I've mentioned, right? So I don't know which exact part, right? So imagine me having to send mail over and over. Maybe once that you submit a response, I'm supposed to send a mail to you to say, oh, thank you for joining our company, blah, 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 and all that for every message. So, and I have to draft the message. Even if there's a template, I will copy and paste that template. I can mistakenly go and type something into that template, and it changes everything that I have there, and I do not know, and I send it, or I send it to the wrong person and all that. So imagine I will spend like 5 minutes doing that mail, every mail I want to send. But if I've done Power Automate already, I'm not going to even be spending that far. If I've done a flow already, I won't even be spending any time at all. It means that I have 5 minutes for every mail I sent. I have free 5 minutes already. So imagine I'm sending 10 emails. So 5 minutes for every of those 10 minutes. See how much time I've saved already for myself. That's what Power Automate does for us. Do you get that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Power Automate and the Power Platform. When we're talking about Power Automate, right? Well, it was usually called Microsoft Flow, right? So it's a cloud-based platform, right? When you say cloud-based platform, meaning that you have to be online to be able to use it. You cannot just use it like Power BI desktop that you download and you can be building your reports and all that. So you build workflow online, right? And do whatever you want to do. Everything is online. So this is just explaining what Power Platforms are. What are Power Platform? Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Pages, Power Virtual Agents. These are other things that that makes up what we call the Power Platform. You've done Power BI already, and I think I've mentioned Power Apps one of those times. and now we are doing Power Automate. Right. So what is the key concept with of Power Automate? It's, the core logic is simple. When something happens, do something automatically. That is the simple definition of it. When something happens, do something automatically. Don't wait for me to come and do it. When it happens, do it for me. So define the rule. Once the machine, so the machine just picks it and repeats it forever until something maybe happens. Maybe there's an update and all that. You go back to change it. But once something happens, do this for me. Once it is 5 o'clock, send this mail for me. Every 5 o'clock, it will be sending the mail for you. That's what Power Automate is. So why Power Automate matters? I think I've said some of these things earlier. So you see, time saving, eliminate repetitive manual tasks. I've said it over and over. So auto send confirmation email to on form entry. You get to understand this when we proceed. Accuracy, speed. You see, 24/7 is always running. It can run anytime. Scalability, right? One flow can handle up to 10,000 submissions. Go and be creating different flow. You understand? Visibility, you can see every details. And the integration, it can be connected to many other apps, over 1,000 apps, right? Without coding, so seamless, so easy, and all that. You can do all that with Power Automate, right? Before I pause, let me see, where do we have a core concept of flow and trigger? Do we touch this today? I think we'll touch this today. And then, oh no, I think, what did I do? Sorry, I want to see where we are. Okay, this is where we are. Limited. Did I skip something? Okay, this is why Power Automate is important. Yeah, and this is where we are. Power Automate versus traditional coding. Traditional coding, this is just us trying to say, oh, some people use Python to do all these things, right? They use some programming tools and all that. But for Power Automate, you don't need any coding. You don't need any this thing. Just drag and drop what you want to do, and input the value and all that. You get what you want to do. Unlike other one that you do all those so many story and so many complication. So when you are doing your normal coding and all that, it takes days to build. Power Automate, within 30 minutes, you are done if you know what you want to do, right? Right. So that's that on the difference. I won't buttress more on this because there are you don't actually use any of those things before, but just for you to know that it doesn't require coding. Is user friendly. All you just need is to have a Microsoft 365 license, but unlike all those other platforms or coding platform, you need to pay for them, right? So if you have a Microsoft 365, which most organizations always have, you are able to use Power Automate, right? So what are the core concepts of flow? The core concepts that we talk about: flow, trigger, and action, which is very, if you understand this basic part of it, you are very much good to go. And about Power Automate, you are very good to go. So what is flow? So let me pause here and see if there are any question. If you have any question so far, I'll pause here for now and listen to the questions.
So I
Okay.
wanted to ask you something. So I wanted to ask you about that. Can you send us this slide?
Yes, I would. I will send it during the week. Yeah, I'll send it maybe tomorrow.
So another question. Unlike Power BI, does this one
Okay.
have like can you download it on your phone and be creating it on your phone?
So we have an app, right? But the app is not like the other, like what we do in Power BI. Do you understand? It's not like that at all. It's just for you to trigger some flows and all that. It's not like Power BI.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other question?
Mine is not a question, but just anxiety, looking forward to how it works. So, which I believe we will see at the end of it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's good. So so what do we have here? We have let's continue because so that I don't kill that anxiousness and everything. Let's fire on. Right. So what is a flow? A flow is a sequence of automated steps that runs when a specific condition is met. So when a condition is met, a flow is those steps that you now put and say, oh, everything together is what makes up a flow. Right? You get to we'll go back to this, but I want you to just have it at the top, at the back of your mind that a flow is a sequence of automated steps that runs when a specific condition is met. Now, every flow, what we call every flow, must have a trigger. From the top of your head, you know what trigger is now? Trigger is something that starts something. That's what trigger is. So, a flow must start with a trigger. So, what is the thing that would trigger the flow? That's the English we used to say. What is the thing that would trigger the flow? Is it time? Is it when a mail is received? So, is it when a form is submitted? That's the trigger. So once a form response is submitted, once the person clicks submit, the trigger is saying, once the person clicks submit, oh yeah, start my flow for me. It will just start the flow immediately. Or once it is 4 o'clock, start the flow for me. Once it is 4 o'clock, it just starts the flow for you. Or when I get a mail from this particular person, start the flow for me. That's the trigger. So this event that starts it, that's what it is. That's what trigger is. What starts the flow? What begins the flow? What that thing that like a key that you go and turn the your car key. You know, when you twist it, that's the trigger. Everything begins to work. Or you go to the switch and press the button. That's the trigger. Do you understand now? Now, we now say the next thing is action. What is the action? The action is, what should I do once you've triggered me? Once I have been triggered, what should I do? Once you put the key inside the car, right? You turn it. What should happen? It will start, right? Once you press the button of the light of your light switch, right, in the house, what should happen? The light should come up. That's the action. So trigger and action, those are the two important things that you need to know. And you need to know that a trigger is what starts the flow, while the action is what happens after the flow has started. What should it do? Right? That's what it is. So every flow must have exactly one trigger and at least one action. So it means that it can have many actions, right? But it will just have one. Sorry, yeah, it can have many actions. It can have that, oh, send a mail to this person, send a Teams message to this person, save the file for me. It can have that action. But one trigger is once it's 4 o'clock, everything together makes a flow. I don't know if that's if you get that correctly, what I've been saying. I like to confirm.
Yes, I understand. Me, I
Yes,
understand.
I
I don't
understand.
know about the case.
Good. That's good. Thank you. So I'll move to the next slide. So 5 types of flow. This is where let me see in the next part of this. Okay, I think let me see where I want to know if I should stop here. I think I'll stop here. Let's see. So 5 types of flow. What are the types of flow that we have? Automated, instant, schedule, desktop, and business process. What are automated flow? Said, how does it even start? Then we have when to use them. What are the best use cases? So automated fires when a trigger event occurs. when a trigger event occurs. So it automatically, right? It automatically, once it just happened, bam, it goes automatically. It's automated. Nobody is going there to do anything. It just starts by itself. Once the response is submitted, once you just click on submit, you submit your exam, it will just tell you, you just get a mail to say, congratulations, you have submitted your exam. Await your result. It's automated, right? You see now, we said the best use case, form submitted, email received, file uploaded. So once you upload your file, you just get a mail to say, your file has been received. That is automated Cloudflow, right? We have instant cloud flow. Don't mind me, I'm putting instant to it. It doesn't mean anyway. Instant flow. This starts manually by clicking a button. So when you were talking about that app, when you're saying the app, yes, you can even download the app, this Power Automate app on your phone to say, well, you'll be the one to click on it. This one now, this instant on, you are the one clicking on it to say, start process for me, start this flow for me. You click it on demand when you need it. You can see that it has a mobile button trigger. So you click on the button and it triggers the whole thing. We have schedule. Schedule is saying that by this time, run this flow for me. It could be daily in the morning, it could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be hourly. You can send it that way. That's scheduled Cloudflow. We have desktop flow. These ones are the ones that run on your desktop, on your local PC. These ones, there's something we call legacy software. There are some software that there are no connectors to them. You want to move one file, in the files in your download, you want to always be saving them in one particular locations. After downloading, we download a lot of files and all that. You want to always segregate them. How do you do them? You want to put videos in one place, pictures in one place. So desktop flow can do all those things. So for desktop flow, you now download another app for it. You will not go to the web. You will use the application on your device, on your laptop to do that one. Then we have the business flow, which we'll not really be getting into because most use cases, all these ones are both. Right. So this business processes is just guiding users. You see some things that people are using, and when you are working in an organization, you see something that is guiding you towards the next step. You are using an application, it's telling you this is what you should do next, this is what you should do next. That's a flow as well. This is the next thing you are doing is this, the next thing you are doing is this. So is what we call business process. Approval pipelines like, oh, my boss, I want to submit a form. I want to submit an expense to my boss. So it moves from one person to another, and then they approve it. Once they approve, it does that. That's business process. So like you see, what is here? The tip is saying beginners should focus on automated and schedule flow. Together, if you know these two types of flow, automated, schedule, in fact, I hardly use instant because the purpose of me doing it is not for me to go back to the place. What if I don't have internet, right? So I always do my scheduled and automated flow. So that's what we should focus on. So let's move to the next. Let me see, next slide. Trigger. Okay, so I will stop at this point. Now I'll go back to Power Automate itself to show you how it looks like from here. Right, let's see what Power Automate looks like in flesh. What do I do? Let me just do this. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, I see your
You can see
screen.
your screen, so.
Make that Power Automate. So it's loading. So you have to have a Microsoft account for you to be able to have access to it, right? Okay, you can proceed.
I have two things to say. The first thing I wanted to say is that do you need your email for Power Automate?
Yes, you need your email. Microsoft account, you need an Outlook account.
My second question is that my second thing I want to say is that this in the top of our in the right of the top in right top of the computer is showing the remaining meeting time and it remains 3 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
I did not see that. Mine. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I've just seen that now. I'm so sorry. Because we started, it's already 40 minutes. That's why it's more than 40 minutes. So let's wrap it up then. Thank you for pointing that to me. So you can see this
Is
is
that
how it
also
looks
the work
like.
of Power Automate or just normal time
Mm,
setting
eh,
that is sending
No,
us
no,
that
that is
link?
just normal. It's Zoom that is doing that for us.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So look at what we have here. This is the overview of it. You can see there are some learning keys that you tools that you can use here. You can see analyze process mining, can do a lot of stuff, automate process with so many tools that you can even use to start learning what Power Automate is all about. Right, so we have templates, we have learn, we have my flows. This is where you see all your flows, right? We have approvers, we have solutions, but basically, this is the area where you always work with, right? So if we want to create a flow, what do? We come here. So you can see at the right-hand corner, we have a for environment, right? This is my environment. I'm using the Wema Bank one, but if you are using yours, it will probably show default and your name and all that, right? So I'll just click on create. And you can see what we have here. When we click on create, all these things we mentioned, is this not it? Automated cloud flow, instant cloud flow, scheduled cloud flow, describe to design. This is something using AI to describe what you want. Now AI is making things easy. So I can just come here and tell it, I want to do a flow that will do this and do this and do this. It will automatically get it for me and generate the flow for me with ease. For those that are beginners and you can use this, or you are just too lazy to even go and start thinking of anything, you can always just describe what it is and it will do it for you. See, we have desktop flow and we have process mining, which is the business flow. You can see the template we have here. So this, you see, follow-up message from Teams, Microsoft 365. This is from Teams. It says schedule a reply to send at a perfect time. So you want to always send a particular reply to some person. So once a particular message is received, send a reply to them. That's how beautiful Power Automate is. Automate weekly reminder. You can do that again. These are templates. So once you click on this template, it will automatically work, and then you just need to connect to your own data points. Right. You can see the connectors that we have. Office 365,
So
SharePoint,
your line is
Dataverse,
breaking.
one. Oh, so sorry. Can you hear me now?